Alright guys, Hayzink here, welcome back to the channel for another Street Fighter Duel video. In this one we're going to be going over the new Effigy battle against the robot unicorns, 2 of them. I recorded these earlier this morning, so I'm just going to narrate over the top of my runs. Basically I tried a few different runs. I'm probably not going to show them all, but it was more or less trying to find out what the best team to use and the best assists for me to use on this were going to be. Now, with this robot unicorn, which is just what I'm going to call it, because did you ever play that game, Robot Unicorn Attack? There's one thing you want to watch out for. Now, it's not always guaranteed to happen, right? You can get stunned quite a bit on this, but sometimes you might not get stunned at all. If you look there, you'll notice there was a point where the little unicorn raises its head back. And when it does that, it will charge forward and it will come back, and it's got a high chance of stunning you, right? And that will kill your combo. So what you can do is you can alternate between doing auto into manual into auto, and basically you can, depending on your speed, you can usually get out 2 combos, then pause, wait for the unicorn to dash forward, come back, then hit manual, then hit auto again and let the run finish, and at that point you'll be able to see if you've maximised your score or not, okay? So with the team I've gone with, you can see I've gone with, obviously, Gore Malagia Ken, because if you want a top score in this, Ken's the way to go. Blanca, can we all just take a minute to appreciate the fact that probably the best at DPS in the game for bosses is Blanca. Free unit, absolutely free. He actually almost makes Trendy Cammy irrelevant. So for this next one I've made a slight alteration, and what I've done is I have put Fei Long on here to give us increased fire damage, and we're also going to put Cammy on here to see if we can up the score with the armor breaks coming in from Cammy. Now obviously Cammy's going to do damage as well, so if you've got good gear on her and stuff like that, her initial impact is going to do a little bit of damage to help you push up your scores. Now I know a lot of you guys probably won't have Gore Malagia Ken, which means that this more or less is going to be the scores that you'll get if you are someone who got that unit, right? The thing about him is you don't even necessarily need him at a high level because it's free damage. That's the best way I can describe Gore Malagia Ken. He is gonna get 2 combos that you wouldn't get otherwise, so he's a good person to have on your team. Even if you only got 1 or 2 copies, I would give him a try because he could possibly be someone that could help boost your scores. So try him out. You've got him anyway. If you were playing the game at the time, you will have got that free copy, and he's definitely worth throwing on there to see how he impacts your scores, because I tried to do a free to play run, and it'll, well, kind of free to play, it'll come up in a minute where I tried to use Guile as my DPS. To be honest, it's not the most optimal team in the world, but I just wanted to see if Guile could get anywhere near the kind of scores that I was getting with this sort of a setup. So this is going to be a higher score than the score we got the first time, meaning that Cammy was definitely a better support for Fashion Blanca, but she wasn't the best support for Fashion Blanca, and this is where we get very pay to win, to be honest. Most of you will not be able to do this next combo, and that is going to be Chun-Li. Putting Chun-Li on here, increased fire damage from Fei Long. Chun-Li is the support for our Fashion Blanca. I suspected this was probably going to be the biggest score, and as far as I remember, I think it is the biggest score. I don't think it gets any higher than this. I'm not sure if in that last run I'd done the whole manual into auto into manual thing. Again, if you're willing to just RNG it, you probably don't need to, because sometimes you can get stunned and you're just lucky where the stun breaks before the combo breaks, and you don't lose your combo. So, you know, you don't always have to do that, but it can be worth it. If you're really trying to eke out the little bit of extra score, it can definitely be worth it. I'm looking at this screen just now, and this t-shirt looks kind of beige, but it's not. Is beige the right colour? Or cream? It's white. Clearly I need to fix the colour balance in my camera or something, because this t-shirt is not that colour. It's not cream, it's white. Anyway, I don't know if you guys have seen this one. It's a Street Fighter mixed with Dragon Ball. You get Krillin and Goku getting taught off of Roshi with a nice little Street Fighter twist. I must say this is one of my favourites. Really like this one. I think this was a higher score. yeah, 613. I think that's my current highest score. Probably going to be difficult for me to top it as things are just now, but I'm certainly going to try. So I think in this one I might change it now to see how things go with Guile. So going in with Guile, I decided I'll put on Abel here for a little bit of shielding. The big problem you've got with Guile, not even, yeah, well, kind of with Guile, is if you're going to use him, your combo 2 means that you can't use Gore Malagia Ken, which is unfortunate. You know, you would probably want to use Gore Malagia Ken to see if you can sort of maximise what you're going to get with this guy, but it just wouldn't work out for me. Sure, I could probably put Guile on there, had Street Poison at the back and left Bison as my combo 3, but the thing about Guile is if you're going to try and use him for the kind of Guile cheese method, you want to be using his combo 1 and his combo 3. You want to be using both of those. So you can't do that on that setup, because what happens is you end up missing out on a combo 2, because Bison can only do combo 1 and combo 3, and obviously you want to use Street Poison for her combo 1. So it means that you end up dropping Gore Malagia from your team, and ultimately this is probably why this score just didn't really reach the highs that I wanted it to. No doubt someone like Pika, who's a little bit more tuned into the free-to-play aspect than me, will come along and show a way to smash it out the park with Guile, but just wasn't happening for me. So to be honest, the best free-to-play option for this is probably Fashion Blanca. If you've been playing the game for any length of time, you'll probably have him, and he's most definitely going to do really good numbers for you, like he does in everything. The best free-to-play damage dealer, should I say. I just can't believe that they just gave him away like that. It's amazing, don't get me wrong, I hope they do it more. Part of me feels like they might regret it. They might nerf him, who knows, but it's kind of curious to see that every kind of scoreboard we get, you just see Fashion Blanca absolutely dominating it. It's a good thing and a bad thing, I suppose. It really depends on how you view team building. Is it a little bit boring to essentially roll out the same teams all the time to do the same things? I guess it is in a lot of ways. Like right now, I'm using Fashion Chun-Li as a support for Blanca, which, to be honest, is probably her best function in the game at the moment. However, on paper, you should be able to actually make a very good team around about Chun-Li. However, the problem is, in reality, I'm yet to find it. And again, a lot of it comes down to things I've already mentioned, like she's basically going, if you use her, it's going to limit what you can do on the rest of your team. You really want to use her for our combo 1 and probably our combo 2. So basically she starts the combo chain and she'll do the second combo. But the person on the team who's going to give her the biggest like additional damage would be Blanca. And obviously Blanca's best attack is his combo, or his super as you want to call it, whatever we actually call that, the starting combo. That's really what you want to use for Blanca to get the most damage out there. So you're kind of taking away the thing that would make Chun-Li be worth being actually on your team, which is her starting off the combo chain, because Blanca's probably ultimately going to give you more damage. However, if you had Chun-Li in there, you could really quickly get up that fire penetration stat, which would mean if you were a manual player, 1 or 2 combos using the Chun-Li, then quickly finish off using Blanca starting the combo. At that point, the enemy's going to have quite a lot of stacks of flame penetration on them, and you might see your damage numbers absolutely pop off using Fashion Blanca. It's an experiment I'm going to have to try at some point, but you know, that involves me playing manually, and I like just hitting auto, setting it and forgetting it. So anyway guys, ultimately I think the best combo for this one is going to be the same as usual. It's going to be your Fashion Blanca, your Gore Malagia Ken, your Bison and Street Poison at the back coming in to do the buffs. For your supports, from what I can see, it's really looking like putting Trendy Kami onto your Gore Malagia, because she's going to be popping armor break every time he attacks, and if you've got Street Fashion Chun-Li, she's going to do quite well up there. I did do one run using Trendy Cami for shits and giggles, I suppose, to really see how on paper, what should probably be one of the best boss killers in the game, how she actually performs. But same issue here, can't really have Gormalagia Ken on the team because of the whole combo 2 situation, because you need to have Trendy Cami popping her combo 3 for any chance of good damage. I am not going to let this run play out, I'm going to spoil it right now. It was terrible, it was absolutely terrible. Fashion Blanca absolutely smashed the damage that she puts out here. So ultimately, the combo we've discussed is probably the best way to go. If you're free to play, maybe Pika will have a nice free to play solution. I might try and work on one tonight on my actual free to play account where I can't leverage these units and see how high the score can get. But ultimately, you have got a Gormalagia Ken in your box if you've been playing for a while. Try him out, do that along with your Fashion Blanca. For your support, if you've not got your Fashion or Flame Chun-Li, then using someone like a Cami, you've seen that in the first run, she'll still give you extremely good damage, and if you get the right amount of crits, etc., you could maybe outscore that one anyway. So give it a go, see how it goes for you. This run is just about to finish, so I may as well let it finish, let you guys see how poorly Trendy Cami performed in this one. But yeah, it's just ultimately Fashion Blanca dominates once again. So anyway guys, I hope this goes well for you. Let me know how it's going and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.